Garrett Blevins here with an overview of my training program that I'm doing right now. It's a little confusing, so I'm going to have some whiteboard to help explain exactly what's going on with it. And I wanted to talk about how I'm running the KingRTS part of the program right now. Pretty much I've condensed the Kingpin program from a 9-week training cycle that has a 10th week that maxes into an 8-week training cycle that has a 9th week that maxes. Here's what I mean. I run the regular Kingpin. I call it regular. I mean, I do the split different. You can watch my Kingpin RTS video on how I take the third assistance movement on each of the days and flip it to another day, just because doing 3 versions of deadlift in the same day and 3 versions of squat in the same day was too taxing on me, and so I decided to put some of those on my bench days. Anyways, what I call the Kingpin RTS split, I run that for the first 6 weeks, which goes through the cube functions in 3-week waves, where you do a heavy day, a speed day, and a rep day, and then it repeats heavy, speed, rep. So every 3 weeks, depending on what exercise you're doing, you run through 3 different intensities. So on Monday, I'm doing deadlift, and on Thursday, I'm doing my squats. And these are the splits for how I do that. It will be heavy and speed, speed, rep, rep, heavy, and then that repeats again for the next 3-week block. I then do what I talked about in my peaking for powerlifting video. I do a 4x3 at about 90%, followed by a drop set of 4x3 somewhere between 75 and 80%. That is week 7, and that's the first protocol of peaking, which is a volume overload. I then, on the second week of peaking, I do 2 sets of 3 at 92 to 93%. This should be a rep PR, and then 2 sets of 3 for a drop set after that from 77.5 to 82.5%, somewhere in there. Again, that's going to depend on the day and how I feel. This would be an RPE. These ones here, the top sets would be RPE 10, and the next would be RPE working probably from an 8.5 to a 9.5 as you get fatigued. And so that's pretty much how I run the Kingpin now. This is 8 weeks of training, and you would rest up on that 9th week and then test. So with that said, I'm also incorporating the KingRTSPredator. And so the KingRTSPredator, basic way that it's set up is on Tuesday I have my light day, Friday I have my heavy day. But I took that assistance movement that I have in the Kingpin that I moved around. If I was just doing the Kingpin deadlift on Monday, squat on Thursday, then I'm only getting 2 deadlift movements on Monday and 2 squat movements on Thursday. What happened to that third movement? Well, what I've decided to do is I cut out some of the assistance work like Arnold presses and French curls and stuff like that. And I'm going to take on my light day, I'm going to do high bar squats, and on my heavy bench day, I'm going to throw in conventional deadlift at the end. I'll do the squats before the benching on Tuesday, and I'll do the deadlifts after the benching on Friday. And so that's my plan for how to incorporate the other aspects of the Kingpin so that I don't lose training volume. Within this, I'll be doing pretty much 3 different benching exercises: regular competition grip, close grip, and also wide grip, also incline dumbbells or flat bench dumbbells. A lot of pressing on these 2 days. And the reason for that is I really want to try to increase my bench. It's been moving up recently, and I want to keep that going. I'm also, though, not trying to lose any of the gains that I've had on squats. I'm trying to push my squats up at the same time, and that's pretty difficult, and it's turning into a lot of volume. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. Monday deadlifts, Tuesday light bench with high bar squats, Thursday squats with competition and then also high bar, and then Friday heavy bench and conventional deadlifts. Now that said, I want to talk to you about why I split it up this way. And this is because when you have a meet that you're planning on, you got to do kind of what I call meet countdown. So we got all kind of whiteboard games here, 3 whiteboards at once. I don't know if I've seen that before, but in any case, I'm 21 weeks out from my next meet. So something that's good to do when you're looking at a competition and you're specifically, you know what you're going to do, is count down. So write out how many weeks that you have, and then start making a program based off of that. Now what I decided to do is I have a problem. My problem is my Kingpin takes 9 weeks to run. But the Predator, you max on the 6th week. There's no rest week. Your heavy day of the 6th week is your max week. So I've got half my program runs on a 9-week cycle, half my program runs on a 6-week cycle. So what am I going to do about that? Well, this is what I decided to do. I counted back, and I've got this here. This K stands for the Kingpin, and this little notation here, if you can see that, that's a P. That means peaking. So this is the 2nd week of the Kingpin peaking. This is the 1st week of the Kingpin peaking. So this would be the 2x3. This would be the 4x3. And then the 6 basic weeks of the Kingpin. I'll go back to my 3-day split leading right up to the meet, just like I did before the last meet that I ran. However, on the other weeks, I'm going to do I'll have my test week of the Kingpin, which will line up with the 6th week of the Cube Predator. If you look here, Predator goes back from week 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm running 2 full cycles of the Cube Predator. Now I was able to do this because I cut the first 3 weeks out of the Kingpin. So if you look here, I have 3 unscheduled. So as you can see, I have 3 unscheduled weeks here. The reason for that is for a 9-week cycle to match up with 2 6-week cycles, which equal 12 weeks, then I need to have 9 plus 3. And so these 3 weeks keep me even between the 2 cycles of the Cube Predator, and that matches up then with the Cube Kingpin RTS split as well. So I'll be testing on the same day. And so that's what I'm planning for my meet prep. 2 full cycles of the Predator should really allow my bench to increase. And during that, I'm going to keep up all the volume still from the Cube Kingpin, just basic for my squat and deadlift. So hopefully I can maintain the gains that I've had on squat and deadlifts, maybe even increase them. I can do this right now because I have more time in my schedule. That's something that's important to pay attention to, is that as my schedule gets busier in these weeks when my Masters picks up again, I'm not going to be able to maintain the 4-day-a-week split, so I'm going to have to go back to 3. That doesn't mean I have to lose any volume though, because when I'm doing the Cube Predator on this 4-day-a-week cycle, I'm not doing floor press on my deadlift day, and I'm not doing 1 inch off the chest paused benches on my squat day. And so I'm getting a similar amount of volume, but in this way I'm able to focus just a little bit more on my bench in a way that I wouldn't be able to on a 3-day-a-week split. If you have any questions, write them in the comments below. Hope this was helpful. Wherever you're at, hope you're doing well. Blessings. Alright, for all of you that stayed through the video, we have a bonus round with 2 more whiteboards. I figured that I should explain this after I looked over the video. This is what my 3-day split looks like normally. This is explained further in other videos, but on Monday I'll do deadlift from the floor, from blocks, and then floor press. Wednesday, low bar squat, Thursday, low bar squat, high bar squat, and then 1 inch off the chest, paused benching. And then Saturday, pause squats, competition bench, close grip bench, and then conventional pulls. I'll also have assistance work with cable work, dumbbells after this, but this is the main barbell movements. And this is the 3-day-a-week split. Now, the 4-day-a-week split looks like this. Deadlift from the floor on Monday, block pull, and then barbell rows. Tuesday starts with high bar squats, competition bench, close grip bench, wide grip bench. Then Thursday you do low bar and high bar. I have not figured out if I'm going to be able to have some sort of assistance work there. Probably just going to have to recover. And then Friday, competition bench, close grip bench, wide grip bench, and then conventional pulls. So that's the split difference between the 4-day-a-week and 3-day-a-week. Hope that's helpful, and thanks for watching.